Hi, I'm Kev, and this is Kev Keeping Up with KJ podcast show. We're on episode 3, and today we've got a very special guest. This is my wife, Charlotte. Also, I call her Char if anybody knows us more personally. And today's podcast show is getting the angle from Charlotte's point of view. So you've heard my point of view over the last couple of episodes, and today we're going to find out what it's like to work with Kev Jones and obviously live with him as well. So yeah, I don't know if this is a good idea or not.
No. Thought it was a good idea at the time. Now you're like,
yeah, we'll see. So I was like a bit of fun with it. So what I'm going to do, obviously, just introduce the show now, is basically what we're going to go through is how Charlotte got into working with me. So obviously it came with just basically living with me and me needing help, really. That's how it started. And then we took things from there. Also, obviously, our journey through there. She'll tell us, obviously, the journey and obviously her points of view. We're going to test her knowledge. So she's worked in the business for a couple of years.
oh, I didn't sign up for this. I didn't sign up for knowledge.
Well, in the last 6 months, she's actually worked with full time, so she should have knowledge now. So I'm going to test that knowledge. Also, we've got a small piece on the government and what they're doing for the next generation, and also small businesses, and obviously our sector in the construction. I had the opportunity to obviously meet Nigel Farage as that, so there's a small video of me asking him a few questions. So that's all on today's show. We've also got the podcast challenge, which is going to be, if anyone's ever played it, Mr. and Mrs. So that should be also very interesting. So that's where you ask a series of questions and you have to answer who it is, or basically, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you get yourself in trouble if you don't get them right, yeah?
Oh, great, yeah. So, bit of more pressure for me. Brilliant. Okay, so going to start off with, obviously, introducing Charlotte.
Hello.
Charlotte Jones.
Charlotte Jones.
Charlotte Jones, yeah.
Mrs. Jones.
It took you 2-3 years to get name changed, didn't it?
Change it, yeah.
No,
Yeah. I think when we got married, 21, and I changed it last year.
last year. Oh.
But to be fair, I did just renew my passport literally just before we got married, and we got loads of holidays booked, haven't we, from COVID and stuff. So
Yeah,
that's why.
whatever excuse. Yeah. So what I'm going to ask you then, Char, obviously, and you can just roll with it. Obviously, when I first met you, you had your own trade.
Yeah.
So explain where you were and what you were doing at that time before, obviously, you started getting involved with Kev Jones Plumbing and Heating.
I was working in Nottingham doing hair restoration.
Not mine.
No, it'd be clearly wouldn't have worked, would it, if it was yours?
How'd it go? Not working.
So background's hair, worked in hairdressing from the moment after school. Did that all the way through until I met you. Worked for a hair care brand in their artistic education team, managed salons, just, your usual stylist in salons.
So you're managing teams?
Yeah. Which is good because I've got 4 of you to manage at home.
Yeah.
Biggest kid, you right there.
And
and the dogs, yeah. Used to work at festivals, backstage. Yeah. But all in the hair industry.
You got some good opportunities through that. I can remember you telling me.
Yeah, it was good.
Met some.
It was good fun.
Met some famous people as well.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, did their hairs and stuff.
Yeah, it was good. It was good fun. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
And then.
So I heard the people's hair you did was Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis.
Jason Statham. The Rock.
No. No. But it was good. It was really rewarding, to be fair.
Metallica and I Flying Birds, I think you remember you telling me.
Yeah. Oh, Metallica. That was amazing. One of the best concerts I've ever seen. Yeah, that was good. But yeah.
Okay.
That's my
So, obviously you met me.
Yeah.
Carried on doing that for a while, didn't you? While we were together.
Yeah.
And then we fell pregnant
Yeah.
with
Loxley.
Loxley.
Yeah.
And you come to a point where you couldn't really work anymore, didn't you? So
Yeah, bad pregnancies, didn't I? They were closing down the Nottingham branch. Offered to go to Leeds, but obviously heavily pregnant, not a great pregnancy. So I decided to.
that was the stage where I just said, right, well, you're just staying at home now for the good of you and baby,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I'll just work alone. And that's where you started just doing the odd bits for me,
yeah, yeah.
which just gradually, I was like, she knows what she's doing, and just gradually just put more responsibility onto her. So it started out with just like doing just
Yeah, well, it worked well as well, didn't it? Because obviously we had all 3 children quite close together. So I would have been going to work, then going back on maternity leave, and it was just the perfect solution, wasn't it?
So all you did, you basically picked up my admin, so I could spend more time on the tools.
Working.
Really,
Yeah.
more time under boilers, fitting boilers, fixing,
Yeah.
and then instead of coming home and doing all my admin, you pretty much all done it and just had to run it across me, didn't you? So
Yeah.
it made life a lot easier.
Yeah.
For anyone who didn't know, we did have we had 3 kids under the age of 3 at one point.
Yeah.
So it's fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, good test.
Yeah. 3 under 3.
Good test.
Yeah, because Loxley was 3 when JJ was born.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Yeah. And now they're still just as chaotic as it was then.
So we did obviously all that. You've obviously got more and more involved with the company. And then basically we joined Trade Mastermind. The opportunity came along. I was working far too much. And
All the time, weren't you?
Yeah.
Like, you'd go all over the country as well, weren't you? You used to work away a lot, especially when we first had Loxley. And you'd be gone at sometimes like 4 or 5 in the morning, not get back till like 11, even sometimes later than 11 at night, depending on where in the country you were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every day.
You're away a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So I did that. Obviously, for anybody out there who works in construction, it's a familiar story, I'm sure. So obviously the wives and the partners, etc., they have to experience that. So what was that like? So obviously being with somebody, you know,
Not knowing when you were going to be home.
fell in love with, obviously, and then you got kids, and then all of a sudden you realised,
I'm here by myself
yeah,
in a place where I know nobody, raising my child.
yeah, and
Not alone, because you were there, but
your fella just works.
all the time.
So how did you have to like adapt and cope to dealing with a plumber? Because it's not unheard of that a plumber's like, we're all the same in construction, and it ruins relationships. So how did you cope and adapt to obviously knowing that I just weren't around?
It was difficult to begin with, not knowing, because you've got to think, when we got together, I moved to a place where I literally knew nobody. So it's not like I even had like family or friends to go and see. Like, my life was literally just
Down the road, weren't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and you, wasn't it? So I struggled to begin with. Yeah, it was hard to begin with, not knowing when you're going to be home, and like, it was just me, and then obviously we had Loxley, and
A lot of isolation for you, weren't
yeah, 100%. So yeah, it was difficult to begin with, and then obviously had Loxley, started going to baby groups and stuff, and made a few friends that way, and like a few of your friends fell pregnant at the same time, didn't they? So got to know people through that. So that made it a little bit easier. Yeah, I don't really, like, looking back, I don't know. Like, it was just, yeah, you
just do it, don't you?
yeah, you just get on with it, don't you? Because you've got no choice but to get on with it. And then obviously second child came along. So then you've got less time, so that just keeps me busier. And I think over time I just learnt to adapt and realise that you're going to be home when you're going to be home. And that was that. And just to get on with my day.
I tried.
I see you when I see you.
I tried other things, didn't I? I employed people and tried to get people involved in the business, just try and give me more time.
We weren't ready though, were we?
I weren't ready. I didn't really know what I was doing, and even though I'd been in the industry for over like 15 years, I never managed people, so it just created more chaos. We're just even busier, weren't we? Got more things to sort out, so I ended up just being just as busy. And it didn't really work. We had to like scale back.
Yeah.
And then, obviously Trade Mastermind had tried to contact me, and I got to the point where we'd had a real, like, I've mentioned it before. We had a real like year where it was, not busy, only busy like COVID. The COVID year, I only had 1 week off all year. That included Christmas. So I worked, pretty much all around the clock. And then just didn't really know which way to go. I was just working too much. I knew I couldn't carry on doing what I was doing, and that's where like we come across Trade Mastermind, weren't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the phone call.
Yeah.
When you were like, right, I'm going to this discovery day. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Another Saturday gone.
Yeah, like great. It's been out the house Monday to Friday, off he gallivants again. Yeah, and I remember the phone call when you rang me like, I think I'm going to do this. And I was like,
Big investment.
yeah.
Changes.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily like the money investment side of things, but it was the time and the poor bloke that you did the chat with, like the follow-up chat with. Like, what was it?
We were on for an hour.
At least an hour, wasn't it? At least just arguing like black and blue. I'm like, yeah, but you're never home as it is. I'm never going to see you again. What about the kids? What about this? Like, you've got to make compromises. By the way, he still has his forest season ticket and he goes all the time. You maintained that, didn't you?
Forest of Magic.
Everywhere they go. Yeah, that phone call. And I remember being fuming about it because I was like, this is... I did say, though, I said, like, I'd support you, whatever you wanted to do. It was your decision. But there'd got to be some compromises somewhere.
Yeah.
And now, well, you're just at home too much and you get under my feet and get on my nerves. So it's gone from like, I need you around more to like, you're around too much. Go on, go back out to work.
Yeah.
But
work differently now.
Yeah. So yeah, Trade Mastermind. Well, it's just been one hell of a journey, hasn't it?
Yeah.
A good one.
Yeah.
It's like it's been difficult.
Well.
Yeah. It's been difficult. Learning to change and adapt. Obviously not only in the business side of things, but in the personal side of things. So yeah, but yeah, it's been life-changing. It's been magic.
Yeah, and like I say, it's difficult.
You were right.
And
I don't say that often, so take that.
No, I don't.
They heard it here
for me. So. They say anything what's worth doing is not easy, don't they? So
yeah,
around that word, anyway.
But yeah, it's been mint. It's done exactly what you wanted it to do, to give you. I mean, not that you have much spare time, because obviously. We're still running a business, aren't we? We're still growing and we've still got a young family. But like, you get to take our little lad to training on Peterborough. You get to be part of his coaching team on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Like H has karate Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Like we have your
school.
Yeah, you take him to school, don't you?
Normally be on a job for 7, 8 o'clock. So
Yeah, and like
that I would never even thought I'd ever be able to do.
No, your dad comes round every Thursday, doesn't he? And like very often you would miss out on that because you were still at work. But now, sometimes you are a little bit late, but you're there. You get to see him, don't you? You get like that weekly appointment with your dad.
So we
and
mum and
you
dad
rarely work weekends now.
Yeah, my mum and dad used to come round every Thursday, didn't they?
Yeah.
My dad still does.
Yeah.
And like when you look back, the last week before my mum died, I was at work, so I didn't see her on that Thursday, and then I managed to see her, didn't I? The week after, on the Thursday, and then and didn't get to see her. So you get to there's things.
So it's opened up things like that, hasn't it?
Yeah. So just like little things where you're just at work and everything's just work. It's just freed up them little moments of time where I can get to.
Yeah, I actually put a bit of makeup on today, and I can feel my eyes going like.
So you get to.
You should have tissues out.
Yeah, you get them. Moments what you can't miss, like birthdays, for instance. So here's a couple of pictures of Hendrix's birthday. We had another birthday in the meantime to the last one,
didn't we?
Well, Mother's Day, so we went on towers as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
The perfect day as well. It wasn't raining.
It wasn't busy, was it?
Busy, yeah, or great.
Yeah.
Kids had a great day.
Yeah, it was good.
But normally, if kids' birthdays were in a week, I'd miss the morning, that little bit of moment of joy, and now I get to just do the old man thing and film it, and the old proper dad sort of job.
Yeah. So Thank you, Trade Mastermind.
Yeah. So forever grateful for the work what we've what they've done for us and worked with us, and they still continuously do that as well. And the opportunities what we've had from Trade Mastermind have been fantastic.
Yeah.
For instance, we're doing this. I'd never dreamt of doing anything like this. They gave me the confidence. Hopefully you guys maybe leave us a comment if I'm actually getting more confidence. I'm doing this. This is episode 3. The guys tell me they're very polite and nice to me. They say that they say I don't look like I'm nervous, but I'm literally shaking like a leaf on that first one. I'm getting a bit more comfortable.
So
Yeah.
how did I feel about it then? Obviously, I've said wasn't really.
Yeah, you weren't overjoyed with.
No, and then now.
Or,
And then now, like I said, you're around too much. So
I can remember.
no, best.
Yeah.
It's the best thing that you did, and I think as well, it's changed your mentality massively
Yeah.
in a good way, in a beneficial way.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm more open-minded stuff. I can manage stuff better. I can keep a diary better instead of just saying yes to everybody and just going yeah, and getting back into the fucking night. Things like that. There's little things, aren't they? Where you don't probably until you probably do something like this and you think back where it benefits. It has been like a lot better. I can remember I think probably about 6 weeks in, we were doing things. You were like, you see size these bills, how are we going to pay for these and all that? I'm like, don't worry, it's the process going to work. Just because obviously what I'd already been taught.
Now,
And then eventually you were like, yeah, I get it now. We are going to have the money to do it. And now I'm the one who worries. And
I'm like, we're fine.
Yeah.
Like when I worry, you worry.
Yeah.
That's what it is now.
Yeah.
So I'm now.
Lots of different skills out there from so.
And then I'm obviously now full time, aren't I? Since September.
Yeah, since September.
I say full time. We've had holiday, like
We had a week holiday.
we had a week holiday, didn't we? We've had obviously all the kids' school holidays. Then I've obviously been unwell, so I say full time. I've probably done like half of what a full-time person would.
So-
but
Yeah, because of the size of company we are, obviously we want to actually try and go on holiday and not have to do a great deal. So last time I went on holiday, Charlotte were full-time admin, so I think she took it like, right, well, I'm still at work. So I was like, as soon as I got on holiday, that old-fashioned thing where you put your phone in the safe.
because you're normally the one on your phone, aren't you? And I'm like,
Constantly.
Kev, get off your phone. And then this holiday, it was me like checking in with all the lads, checking in like in the bank, on the emails, on our CRM system. Like I couldn't just put it down.
So
could I?
you're like, put your phone down.
I know,
Instead
which
of
is
you were telling me to put my phone down.
ironic, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Because, I always went to eat for it, and there I am, like, do.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
doing the day-to-day. You can't ever get away from it. That's like I say, we've just had a bank holiday. Worked every day. That's what you do when you work for yourself. I've like I don't know if it's underestimated the amount of work what goes into running your own company.
That's hard work. And
Yeah, and you appreciate it, but I think slightly more now that you're working the business around, which I actually used to do before as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you sure? You know that I've trained in all these techniques, right? So what you're trying to get me to do. Paul actually did it at the
Paul
master
Sullivan,
class
Paul
the week.
Sullivan, yeah.
But I did it when I did it in hairdressing when we used to have our like sales training and stuff.
Yeah, the techniques don't.
I can see you nodding at me. Yeah.
Okay, so we are in a position where we are upscaling.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell obviously everybody where your role in all that comes? So at the minute we are also looking to go into, we are doing solar now and aircon. We're looking to do heat pumps by the end of the year. And Charlotte's obviously got a significant role in all that as well. She's very much like in the day-to-day, which is obviously hard to manage into it sometimes, but you do as many hours as you can.
Yeah.
And be as flexible as you can.
Yeah.
So what is your role from your point of view?
What going forward or like or now?
Yeah,
as it
now and
is?
then moving forward, and then what's going to happen eventually?
So now, obviously, I say obviously, it's not obvious because some people might not know, but you've just set up the renewables side of things, haven't you? So you're trying to now get that off the ground. So you're trying to take a bit more of a...
Well, it is off the ground. It's working, isn't it?
Yeah, but you're trying to take a
already
back
had
step
offers and-
from the boiler side of things. So I've stepped up a little bit more in the boiler side of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the general gist of things is that I will get everybody trained up to do certain roles on the boiler side of the business. So then eventually I've said 2 years, haven't I? 2 years, I can step away and kind of do
Is that like a
what I want to go
like
and
our
do.
government sort of guideline?
What do you mean?
Well, it always changes.
No.
Or is it
Do you know what? Everybody said to me, like, Charlotte, I thought, like, what are you doing? Like, I thought you weren't. I said, no, I'm more involved in the business than I've ever been. And everyone's like, I thought you wanted to do this. And I'm like, yeah. They're like, you're just going to stay there forever now, aren't you? I was like,
Yeah.
well, who knows? I say 2 years, but
Kev Jones hairdressing soon.
it won't, because I've got my name.
Yeah,
I've got my name for what I want to do.
I know.
So, yeah, the plan at the moment is 2 years, pass everything over. We've just got Dan in the office, haven't we?
Yeah.
Our lead engineer is going to start coming off the tools. I'm going to start training him up to do the general day-to-day running. So it'll basically be like engineers report to Paul, Dan does the other side of things, and then they all relate to me. And hopefully in 2 years' time, it can kind of almost run itself, and they can just report to me as and when
The structure's already there, and what we're trying to do is basically make sure that we all know each other's jobs.
Yeah.
You know, all the guys are very.
But then I say 2 years is end goal. Do you know what I mean? Something else might change in a year's time, and you never know, do you?
No, you never do.
You never know. So 2 years anyway.
It's-
I would
it's-
like to be
yeah.
setting up.
There's
Hopefully.
there's a plan on paper, but there's always room for budgeting around it.
You're just going to have me under lock and key, aren't you, in the boiler business forever?
No, not at all.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Okay.
I'm only joking.
So what we're going to do then? Thank you for that insight, Char, and where we.
I don't know if it was very insightful, but you know. Okay.
Yeah.
Go on
So,
then.
because obviously Charlotte's been working in the business for 6 months, I'm going to test the knowledge. But these questions will come from Charlotte's not technically minded. You know, she's here, she'll tell you everything about it. But boilers, you're not so sure.
Okay.
So hopefully, as a consumer, you guys will get some benefit from this, because these questions will pretty much be, when it comes around to it, what the questions she's going to ask me, will be pretty much questions what you guys will probably have. Because it's hard for me. I've been in the trade for 20 years to think up the most simplest. Always get asked. It might be a stupid question. Well, there's no such thing as a stupid question. If you don't know answer, then ask it. You know, don't be afraid to ask a question.
So you're testing me on my knowledge.
So I'm going to test you on your knowledge now. Yeah.
Okay.
And then you're going to ask me some questions.
Anyone watching this, please don't scrutinise me. Let's just remember, I have only been full-time in the business for 6 months, so
Yeah.
I'm still learning.
In your admin. So
Yeah. Okay, go on then.
I just generally just feel like you probably just pick up things quite quickly. So
We'll find out in a minute, won't we?
find out. All right.
Go on then.
Off the cuff, first question.
Yeah.
Name me 5 boiler manufacturers.
Worcester Bosch.
Yeah.
Ideal. Blacksney. Valiant. Beesman. Weissman, however you say it.
These advisors. I don't think anyone knows which one you're supposed to pronounce.
Yeah.
So everyone pronounces it different. So there's no wrong answer.
There we go. 5.
Okay, bro.
Boom.
Yeah. So they're all 5 boilers what we can provide as well.
Bit of sales in there. Go on. Go on then. Next question.
What does a combination boiler do? Combi. What does a combi do?
Oh. In layman's terms,
Yeah.
provides heating and hot water from the same system rather than having like tanks and then a boiler. It all comes from the same feed.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
I've probably described that totally wrong, but in my head, it makes sense.
It's one box on the wall.
Yeah.
Your heat and hot
And you heat
water.
what comes from
rather than
both.
having a boiler, cylinder,
Yeah.
tanks.
Yeah.
Saves space. You know, your house needs to meet the certain criteria to be able to have a combination boiler, but they are most common now.
Don't ask me about that. Don't ask me about the
but that's the
criteria.
technical
I'll not be
side.
able to answer that.
Yeah, that's the technical side where you really need to worry about it too much.
Okay.
Just as long as you know that, obviously, you can always refer through to our technical team, can't you?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Love our technical team. Go on then.
So, what is our procedure?
How many of these is there, by the way?
Just a couple.
Okay.
Just a few. Don't panic.
I'm sweating. Right, go on then.
What is our procedure for a customer who calls with low pressure on their combi? Now you know what a combi is.
Our procedures. So generally, because the office line comes through to me, I'll be their first port of call.
So I'm ringing up now saying, "Hiya, Mrs. Jones.
Don't get me doing role play.
I'll,
I really feel under pressure now. Right. So if somebody calls me and they
I've
say,
not working, I've got no pressure.
yeah, I've got no pressure. Occasionally, dependent on the boiler, I might be able to talk them through it. And then after that, if I can't talk them through it, I'll refer them through to our technical team, and our technical team will give them a call. And we have got videos on YouTube, so I can always send them a link to the YouTube channel.
Yep. So that's well done.
If they're tech savvy, obviously. If they're not, then I can either talk them through it if I can, or they'll go to a technical engineer.
Yeah. So losing pressure on a combi, especially when you just had it installed, is quite common. Might sometimes take a couple of days to settle. Also, if you've had it fitted in maybe the spring and then you don't use it all summer and then go to use it in that first cold night in normally end of October, you might just not have enough pressure in there. So you just can just top it up. So it is vital that you not only take on board what the engineers are telling you regarding filling your pressure up on your systems, but just don't be afraid to ring up and ask. Like I say, Charlotte knows the answers to it.
Always on hand to help.
But we've got the YouTube channel. So, sometimes it does help just to watch a video on how to do it. You can do it yourself.
We're still growing it, aren't we, the YouTube channel? But
yeah,
eventually everything that customers
the commonly
consumers need to know should be on there.
Will be on there, yeah.
Yeah, but to be fair, I think I could probably do most boilers now. So like Worcester 4000, they've got the blue lever underneath, haven't they? Like our ideal boiler's got the little grey switch. What do you call it? It's not a switchy thing.
Filling loop, yeah.
Yeah, you
the
just
filling loop.
Yeah, flick that off. And then some of them have the external loops, don't they?
Yeah.
And they have the two on.
Yeah, sometimes one, sometimes two. So it's quite a straightforward process, but it literally is one of the main questions what we ask.
But I've actually picked up more than I realise.
I think that's why I wanted to ask the questions, because I think you probably have.
Oh yeah, I could probably talk them through this one and this one and this one.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, it's quite straightforward. Got 3 out of 3.
Boom.
Boom. You got anything else add to that?
Like what? You could go on for hours and hours, couldn't you? There's
so
many.
Yeah.
Like so vast.
It is. So yeah, on to the next part then.
Go on then. What are we going with? Is it me asking you?
If you're going to be asking me.
I asking you.
Yeah.
Right. If I was to change my boiler to a combi boiler, would it affect me using my hot water in 2 places at the same time? So, for example, could I have the shower on upstairs and be running the tap downstairs, or because like some of them you can't do that, can you? Because it either makes the shower go scalding hot or scalding cold.
Lose pressure,
yeah, or it just dribbles out.
So it is all to do with your water flow rate. So basically, it's just how quick does the water come out of your cold tap. That's basically, in layman's terms, that's all it matters. And this is why it's so important that you get a technical survey done, because they'll be able to test that, and they'll test how many litres per minute. So, for instance, a 24 kilowatt boiler would be about 9-10 litres per minute, and then a 30 would be around 12.5. So you need to make sure that you've tested that you're going to have sufficient water so that the actual hot water actually works. A bit like I always like to say, like it's a bit like having a Ferrari in the town centre. There's no point having this big engine if you can't use it.
Carbonate, yeah.
So you've got to have the right size boiler, and that's why the technical survey is so important, because they'll be able to determine what size boiler you can have for your property. Yeah. But if you get this wrong, for instance, in our property where we live, we've got a 35 kilowatt boiler. And the reason why we've got the 35 kilowatt boiler is because we've got 2 bathroom suites what run off the boiler. So we can run the bath, and then we can also have a shower at the same time without affecting the water flow. And our water flow rate's really good as well, so we don't have to worry about the lull in low pressure. So what often...
So that's really, sorry to interrupt you, that's really strange you said that, because I'm still in the mindset that like I run the bath and then I have a shower.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try that. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that's
run the
just-
kids a bath and I'm going to have a shower
That's
one
because
day
we've
this
got
week.
35 kilowatt. But you know, if you've got a 30,
Yeah.
and the pressure's probably just on the ball,
On the
ball
brink,
point,
yeah.
you potentially. That's why we always ask what size your property is,
Yeah.
how many bedrooms you've got.
Yeah. How many
It
bathrooms?
don't really matter too much about radiators unless it's a colossal amount.
Yeah.
And then how many bathrooms you've got.
Yeah.
If you've got one bathroom, normally you get to 4-bed house. It's normally one bathroom and an ensuite.
Yeah.
And if that ensuite works off the boiler, it's really important that you get the right size boiler, because otherwise
Won't be efficient.
it won't be efficient. Yeah, and a lot of the time as well, people who have a boiler cylinder Y plan existing in the newer home, like probably last 30 years, is potentially because the water pressure is not quite good enough to have a combi. Plus 30 years ago, the combis weren't that great. So you really need to do that water flow test to make sure you've got sufficient water flow, so that you're not. The last thing you want is to be out in a shower and then someone goes to wash the pots downstairs and then the shower
Like,
stops.
you know, when I'm booking in a technical survey,
Yeah.
I always say to them, like, we do a technical survey for this, 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 and this. And I do always mention that we test the flow rate of the water.
Yeah. They're just standard things what do get overlooked now, or this quoting online and things like that. It's got its place.
Yeah.
But when people are converting to the systems, it's really important to make sure you get a technical survey, because you just open a can of worms potentially as well.
Yeah. Right. Customers ask me this a lot.
Okay.
And I, even now, I still struggle with the thermostats, with the controls. So, which is the easiest way to set them? Because people are like, oh, my heating's coming on or my heating's coming off. And even now, I still do it, don't I? I'm like, right, it's not warm enough in here. So like, I bang it up and then you come in and you're like, Charlotte. So what is the easiest way to set your controls, to work your controls?
So start off with what the national average is. They say your home should be between 19 and 21 degrees. I know.
24.
Yeah, ice cold for you. And this is why you I was asking these questions, because you don't understand how it works, do you?
I did so well in the 3 questions and I'm just letting myself down, aren't I? Right, go on then.
So basically, the easiest way to use your thermostat is to set it on manual and then set the temperature, what you want. So for instance, I'm just going to say 20 degrees. We're going to have an average temperature of property that we're happy, we like it around 20 degrees.
Yeah.
So you leave it on 20 degrees, it's on manual, and all the boiler will do is click in whenever it drops below 20 degrees. So it's maintaining that.
So if it dropped to 19 degrees, let's say, the boiler would automatically kick in because the thermostat sat at 20.
Yeah. So its task, real simple terms, its task is to maintain 20 degrees. That's all it knows. It's not clever enough. They are clever, but all it knows, it gets an electrical switch just to say, right, it's not 20 degrees, I need to get back up to 20 degrees. So then it'll kick in. It'll not go all guns blazing, it'll modulate. So there might just be a bit of heat in the radiators, it not be on full blast.
And then, so say if you're like, oh, it's a bit chilly, you can turn it up manually.
Yeah.
But then if you're doing that consistently, just, what do you do then? Just change it.
So yeah, it's finding out what suits you.
So say, for example, ours is set at 20, but I'm constantly putting it up, which I am because you won't let me have it set any higher. But is that all I would need to do then?
Yeah. So
Just change the base.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm telling you this.
It's so that when we go home
Yeah.
today, I can like, right, how do I do this and put it up?
Yeah, so thermostat wars is a real thing. It's not just your household, it's every household. So, yeah, Charlotte gets a bit on the cold side very easily. So
I'm always cold.
you literally
Especially now.
you'll put the central heating on target. So the target temperature up to 24 degrees, because maybe it's like 19, 20, which is a bit chilly. So instead of just putting it onto like what a comfortable heat is, probably around, I think in our house, about 21 and a half, 22 sometimes. But Charlotte will put it on 24, and you don't know it's on 24 till it's too late, and it's like a sauna.
Yeah,
So-
but then that's the perfect temperature.
But you're wasting
me.
energy. You
Well,
got
not because I'm warm.
It's not.
Even when I'm in my jammies and my big snuggly cardi, I'm still cold. So for me, that's perfect.
The kids are running around in the pants because they're red hot.
That's all right. The kids, it's fine.
Yeah, well, it's wasting energy. So you've got to be more efficient I'd say 22. That was a push. There'd be folk, going, start listening to this, going 22. But yeah, 22. So that's probably the average, 21 and a half, 22. And then obviously in evenings.
Does anyone else in this industry like argue about this with their friends?
Yeah, everyone.
I'd like
everyone
to know.
does. Everyone
I'd
does.
like to know.
Yeah.
'Cause he's
just
moaning
comment.
at me about, obviously.
Thermostat wars. It's real. It's real. Comment about your thermostat wars at home. I know it happens. I've looked at a lot of customers' asses where they're complaining. It's a lot. It's not always the ladies who are like it warmer either. It's sometimes the blokes. So it's not always one way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a big thing.
So is that across every thermostat?
Yeah,
So
all
like,
thermostats works very similar.
so we've not got a smart stat at the minute, have we? Because we've just got the ones that
We've got
came
zoned,
with the house,
yeah.
zoned controls. So if we wanted, I mean, we have got the internet, but if we wanted to upgrade to a smart stat, like a Hive or a Tado or a Nest, do you have to have the internet to do that? Because I have been asked by customers before
Yeah.
that want it, but they haven't got the internet, and I've had to refer them to technical because I've not been able to answer that question.
Okay. Yeah, good question. So, if you want smart controls, Wi-Fi is not essential. It is recommended.
Right.
So basically,
Interesting.
so the stat will work on the set controls, but if you want to use any of the extras, like using it on your phone, etc., and things like that, all the extra gadgets what are on there, you'll need Wi-Fi. So it's just a stat.
Oh, so it is right.
It's just
okay.
but it'll be programmed stat, so you'll have to use it physically
Right.
rather than. But obviously, if it's Wi-Fi,
So like we do ours then. So you could essentially use a Hive
Yeah.
the same as you use ours, but if you want it to be a smart stat, then you need the internet.
as you know, the Hive is obviously more expense. So if you've not got Wi-Fi, you wouldn't have one. You just have a standard wireless stat rather than
Like an ESI or a Honeywell.
yeah. Well, Honeywell do smart as well.
Oh, do they? Do
Yeah,
they
and
do
ESI
smart
do.
now?
Yeah, so they all do.
Ah,
They all do their own.
thought of being clever there, didn't I?
So yeah, they've all upgraded to Wi-Fi's as well. But obviously, the Hive is still one of the most popular
Yeah,
from our knowledge.
there we go. I've got some more knowledge now today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Again, I could just go on and on and on.
Go on, throw me another. You got any more?
Oh no, not now you put me on the spot. I'm just going, oh, and now I'm like, oh.
What's a common question what you get asked by a customer and you don't know the answer to, and you have to ask us?
Fault codes
Fault code, yeah.
that pop up on boilers.
It's technical.
And I, again,
It's
just refer them to technical, but there's
100%.
so many different fault codes on boilers, isn't there?
Yeah.
Again, could be
Can't
all day.
fault. So obviously I've worked on borders for 20 years, and
But 90% of the time, if they ring with a fault code, it's always pressure.
yeah,
Always.
it's either it's pressure, like common ones are like low pressure, or if they're
Frozen
gas-
condense in the winter.
frozen condense potentially. Obviously, also like not so much frozen, but like sometimes when they back up, maybe the drains are blocked up for external reason. So and also I lost train of thought, but what else?
We were talking about fault code.
Yeah, the fault codes. Yeah, thanks. So yeah, the fault codes, they change the new boilers and stuff like that. So even though I've worked in the industry for 20 years, I sometimes have to refer, and that's why we work closely with the manufacturers. The warranties, what you get through us, and guarantees are with the manufacturers, and will very often refer you to the manufacturer, and not
Should it be necessary?
no, should it be necessary, yeah. And that's not us being awkward, but it's a lot easier for you to speak to them, because then they can arrange when they come around
And visit
yeah.
if it's needed, if it's something that can't get
Yeah.
resolved over the phone.
Because we know we're quite happy to do that, but what we have to do, I know Worcester and Valiant do this. They're really good. If we ring them on your behalf, they'll then have to ring you. So it sometimes just stops the merry-go-round of phone calls if you just call them directly.
Yep.
But obviously, always contact us first, and we'll guide you in the right direction.
Yeah.
If it's obviously we need to come out, or maybe an electrician needs to come out, or obviously the manufacturer. So yeah, always give us a call. We're always available.
Yeah. I'm all right.
You're all right.
All right.
All right. So Charlotte's originally from South Leicestershire, but she'd come up north to us.
And now I have started taking on your lingo, and every time my dad comes up, he has me about it, doesn't
does,
he?
yeah.
He's like, pardon, what did you say? He's like, talk properly. Because when I met you, I was really
we talk properly. We just talk. Our local lingo.
You talk right for your area, don't you?
Yeah. So,
I'm just going to be quiet now because I'm going to get scolded by whoever watching this.
any northerner.
Yeah.
Anyone north of like Nottingham. Yeah, now you.
Yeah, I'm just going to be quiet now.
Yeah.
Go on then. What's next? What's next?
So what is next? I just want to briefly go over some of the things what the government are doing. So people will be aware that there was bringing in the tax levy for the gas and oil boilers. That actually hasn't come in yet, but the manufacturers did put the hike in, so the inflated prices by 5 to 6%, just to be ready. I think they are expecting it to come. So even though the government hasn't announced it,
you'll get some comments on this.
Yeah, well,
people love to go over this.
Well, yeah, people might know more of me, so please comment. You know, if I'm out of touch with what I know,
but they did.
Let me know.
Like you say, the manufacturers did put the prices up, didn't they, in April? And I think some places, some merchants, that's what I'm trying to get out, also put an inflation on many of the baxi ones, didn't they? Some baxis went up to 10% at some merchants.
They did, yeah. So we did absolutely everything we could to keep them costs down, but we obviously governed by what people charge us, I'm afraid. So it's a real tough one. But so obviously what I wanted to mention regarding the government is obviously we're a small business, and I'm probably in a position, obviously slight power, having this podcast show, and obviously can voice my opinion. I just believe that small businesses are getting penalised for trying to change our economy. Small businesses are actually creating opportunities, and obviously giving the support will help the economy grow. But we constantly get crippled by inflated taxes, we're just and obviously other things like we just mentioned about the boilers going up. That's fine. I understand that they want everything to go to renewables eventually, but I know a bit about politics. I've never really been big into it, but I do remember being younger, a teenager, and there was like diesel cars. Someone will correct me. Diesel cars. Everyone's got to have a diesel car. That was about mid-90s. I think Tony Blair.
And now the government don't want anybody to have a diesel car.
And then they want us all to have electric cars. And they do no longer realise after all these years that diesel cars are no good for the emissions. And now everyone needs to have an electric car. So we're going to get like 5-10 years down the line on electric cars and realise that there's something else what we need to be having. So it's just
probably everything's always evolving and changing, isn't it? And
it will be, and it's always finding something to like hit us on. So as a business, we're encouraged to buy electric cars. So a lot of people have done this, including myself. And then they've just bought out a new tax that you get road tax is £600. Anything over 40 grand. Well, if you can find an electric car under 40 grand, it's not going to be probably big enough to use as a business car, or have the mileage on. You normally get your like little tiny cars what are worth, but everything, because the prices are inflated so much, everything's over 40 grand. So they basically said, oh, we'll do this, do that, and then now there's a £600 road tax on electric cars after the first year. So it's like a constant battle, which you understand. They've got to raise funds and stuff, but there's what they need to do. In my eyes, the government really needs to get like these people who entrepreneurs together, who are looking to thrive, make the business thrive, and obviously build something. They're hard working. They've got great ideas. Get them all together, and like work with them rather than against them. Our corporate tax has just gone up to 26%. So anybody who don't really know about business, we pay our taxes like everybody else. And at the end of the year, whatever profit you make, they now bill you an extra 26%. It was 19. Now somebody will probably shoot me down because there is percentages as you go, but it's literally gone up to 26%. So that's a crippling amount of money. and makes you think, well, why should I bother? Why should I bother trying that bit harder? Why should I work that Saturday and Sunday just to get it taken off me in tax and then get it taken off me again at the end of the year? So, and I know a lot of people were familiar with a lot of this and probably have more knowledge on it than me. So please comment and get involved, obviously, with the chat. And I'm more than happy to be more educated on this as well.
You actually met someone from politics recently, didn't you? Through Trade Mastermind?
I did, yeah. So obviously Trade Mastermind, again, they give the opportunity to get mentored. So I met some great people on this mentoring trip. But I actually got to, we got mentored and got the opportunity to ask Nigel Farage a few questions. So he's been in our local community in Ashfield, Willie Anderson, in literally our local pub, you know. So he's like a man.
Where did he go?
Got to Rifle.
Did you?
And I grew up at Rifle. That was my pub, like when you first started with the pub when you were a kid.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's just. I think he's a people person. A lot of people obviously have got a vendetta against him, but I think he wants what's right for the country, which is what we need. And he's actually worked in business, so he's got an idea of how business works and what we need. So I think he'd be really good, obviously, addition to obviously to Parliament and getting it like one way or another. But
You got to ask him some questions, didn't you?
yeah, I got to ask him some questions. So obviously, because we do the renewables, I asked him just a couple of questions. Now I'm in a room full of about 100 people, so that nerve bit kicked in. I didn't quite get my questions across as well as I wanted to, but Nigel's answers were great. Really, he supports renewable energy, but in the right way. Which I totally agree with. It's got to be done in the correct way. So, yeah, there's some great incentives for people to have renewable energy.
I think you've got a video, haven't you?
Yeah, we've got a video. Yeah. So, see what you think. But yeah, Nigel, it was great value while you were there. Answered loads of questions. He talked for about an hour. Got to like a little photo with him and just say up, and it was great. To be fair, it was a great experience. Yeah,
I really warmed to him in I'm a Celeb.
Yeah,
I thought it was good in
that over you.
Yeah, it's good in I'm a Celeb. And I never really watch it. I don't really watch. Not a telly person, am I? And I definitely don't watch reality TV. Just not my thing.
Yeah.
But I watched it that year, and I really warmed to him. I thought, yeah, I liked him.
Yeah, and like he picked up like something. One thing what he did mention was not in the video. He asked the question to everybody: how many people in Parliament at the minute do you think have got businesses? And I think he said, I think the answer was either none or two out of all of them.
Wow.
They'd never run a business, and they're running our country. So how are we expected
That's wild when you think about it, isn't it?
Because if you look at it, it is just a big business, isn't it?
Yeah.
Money's coming in, money's coming out.
Yeah.
You've got to pay for services, you've got to pay work rates.
Crazy when you like put it like that.
And all these people who are in charge don't know anything about business.
Wow.
So they've just got advisors. Wow. So maybe this is why we're getting so many decisions wrong. So there's lots to ponder.
Most definitely.
Please comment. I'd love to know your points of view. Like I say, I'm a novice on this sector. Really, I know what I know. And
yeah,
if you guys, you don't know anything. I think when I asked you about when Theresa May were in,
I'm going to get scolded for this. I'm just going to get scolded a lot in this podcast, aren't I?
Charlotte didn't even know who Theresa May were.
Yeah, I'm not.
You're like, who's that?
Yeah.
When I asked you.
I'm not great with
when she were in power.
At all. At all. Rightly or wrongly, each to their own. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. But yeah, politics, I'm not.
Yeah, but please watch the video.
Not a pop.
And please watch the video. And yeah, please comment. We'd love to get feedback and interact with you on this. And just see, put me right. And if I'm wrong. And then let's get your points of view. Definitely my wife, yeah.
Just because things are tough doesn't mean there aren't businesses that will succeed. There are businesses that will succeed. There just won't be enough of them. Yeah.
Great question, great answer. Okay, let's keep moving this way. Let's go.
Hi Nigel, thanks for coming. My question is, what do you think of the impacts that social media is making on people's voting decisions? And what do you think of Trump's podcast strategy that he used in the last election? The
podcast strategy was accredited to Baron Trump, his 18-year-old son, and do you know what? I think it's true. I met Baron, well I met him when he was 13 or 14, but I met Baron the night of the election. And I must have spent half an hour with him. God, he's a very bright young man. Oh, he was super, super smart. Baron Trump will be something very, very big. I can tell talking to him. But yeah, he was very, very much, there's a huge audience that watch these podcasts who don't vote. They think the whole thing's a waste of time. So the Trump engagement strategy that was pursued with podcasts and with Elon, out in Pennsylvania and elsewhere, reaching communities like the Amish, who normally don't bother to vote, to get them to vote for the man that was closest to what they believe in, was a huge, huge success. Social media here, look, it's a mixed bag. It's a very, very mixed bag. Elon's a hero for buying Twitter, turning it into X and bringing back free speech. But ironically, his biggest success is to now make Facebook a decent platform again. Whereas X has become pretty poisonous, frankly. I don't even read what they say on X now. And the problem with X is that it's subject to bots. So it's subject to a farm of computers pumping out messages. Look, it's still an important platform, but I think Facebook has been saved by Elon, ironically. And that is where, for me, the 40 to 70-year-olds who have the highest propensity to vote, you go out into the country, they're all on Facebook. Because they've got a daughter living in Australia or what, they want to be in touch with them, So Facebook for me is really important. My other big one is TikTok, and I don't even need to do anything now. I had some protesters up in Doncaster the other morning. I did my usual shouting, boring, boring, boring at them, and my daughter's texting me, Daddy, you're all over TikTok. So I'm really well known to a young generation. What I've now got to do is turn them into people who actually don't just think I'm fun, but actually go and vote. So let's not underestimate social media. It's very powerful. It's very important. It's a bit like alcohol. A bit of alcohol is really nice, really good for you, makes you happy. Too much makes you sick. Social media.
On to a bit of fun. So we purchased this game for this.
Yeah, we've got a few questions, haven't we? So if
Go on,
anybody that's ever done a podcast will know that you've got a screen. So every now and again I keep looking into screen. Obviously you're used to it now, aren't you?
Not really, no, it's still hard.
So if anyone wonders why I just keep turning my head, it's because the screen's there. I just look at my 10-year-old frizzy hair because 4 dogs, 3 kids, business. I don't have time to do my hair in the morning. So I just plaited it last night and got up this morning. You don't have that problem, do you?
Don't have it. Shave it.
Anyway, right, go on then. What we're doing?
So
Mr.
we've got a
and Mrs.
Mr. and Mrs. game. So people may have enjoyed this.
I'm going to pin my hair up. This, it's getting serious, so my hair goes up.
Okay.
It's serious.
We're in trouble when it goes up.
Mean business, don't I? Right.
So Mr. and Mrs. just a game. What is it about?
Well, we've got a few questions that somebody's prepared for us, haven't we? And then we've got a game here.
Okay, yeah.
So what do you want to go for first?
What should we do? Let's do game first. You reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do game first.
Go on then. What we're doing, the writing one or the
writing
or the paddle?
For me. Should you do the writing one? How does the writing one work?
So, should we just ask the? Okay. So you have your pad and your pencil, and then you have to write your answers down. Or we could just swap. We could read them and swap. Should we do that?
Yeah.
We do that, right? Okay. Who does your part? So you're answering these about me.
Oh God. Right.
Okay.
So I'm in trouble now. Have I got like a tin out or something?
Referee, anyone? Right. Who does your partner, so me, confide in the most? Best friend, parent, you, or another relative?
Best friend.
Which of these families would your partner most enjoy going on holiday with? The Simpsons, the British royal family, the Waltons, or the Dingles?
Who, Waltons? I would say Simpsons.
Yeah. Could eat donuts with Homer.
Yeah.
Skateboard with Bart. Become a boff with
They've
Lisa.
got 3 kids as well.
Yeah.
So probably,
Oh yeah.
yeah, probably a bit like us. Apart from I ain't got a belly like Homer, and you ain't got a big.
We got big enough forehead though.
I like fucking bit clever and Homer Simpson. Tiny bit cleverer.
Which of these is your partner's least favourite type of pie? This is going to be interesting. Apple pie,
All right.
steak pie,
Yeah.
banoffee pie, or humble pie.
Oh, it's a toss up in between humble pie and meat pie, isn't it? But you don't like meat, so I'm gonna go meat pie.
Right. Hold on. I don't understand these ones. So you've got woman questions and man questions. Right. So which of the so do I right now? I'm just gonna go into this one because I'm getting all in a kerfuffle. How punctual is your partner for appointments? Note appointments in this.
Appointments.
Yeah. Usually arrives very early, usually on time, usually a bit late, usually very late. For appointments.
Appointments on time.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
General life, always late.
Yeah.
Which reality TV show would your partner do best on? I'm a Celeb, Get Me Out of Here, Britain's Got Talent, Big Brother, or MasterChef?
Oh, I'm a master chef. I'm a great cook. Give you that one.
I can cook. It's when we get to the baking, we'd have an issue.
Yeah.
On holiday, what does your partner worry about the most? The garden, the safety of the house, the pets, or other members of the family?
Pets.
Yeah, I'm always like on my phone, and I like checking in, see how they are.
Panicking about the dogs.
Right, go on then.
Me to go.
Yeah,
That's you.
No,
I just got
paddles.
these other.
Yeah, and I'm answering them about you. Make sure they're easy.
Which of these best describes your partner's eyesight? Short-sighted, long-sighted. He has good eyesight. What? That's a rubbish one.
He has good eyesight.
I have good eyesight.
You do have good eyesight.
So you've just said that I'm good at eyesight, so I'm good at looking for things. That means there's also, yeah?
No. That is.
I've got it on camera.
No,
Well, you just said I'm good at looking.
No, I didn't.
Good eyesight.
No,
That
I
means-
didn't. I said that you've got good eyesight. Your looking skills, however,
No.
are
You just-
debatable.
I've got it on camera.
No.
Filmed.
No.
Got it on podcast.
Your
Whoever's
no,
viewed this.
your eyesight.
you
So
said,
if you were reading a sign over there in the distance, you could read it. Yeah. If you were looking for something in a drawer in front of you, forget it. Diabolical.
Well,
horrendous.
You answered good eyesight, so end of debate.
Go on then.
On holiday, what would your partner, only one of you, say is the worst thing that could go wrong? Delayed.
So this is me answering about you.
Yeah, about me. Delayed flight, poor accommodation, bad weather, poor entertainment.
You'd moan about all of them.
Brutal.
For you,
I
probably
only complain
be.
because I want better. I always want better.
For you, probably be accommodation.
Accommodation?
Because I think if you're in an airport, you can just go and get some food and do some shopping and have a drink, and you just go with it, don't you?
It is what it is, yeah.
Whether you just get on with it. What was the last one?
Poor entertainment.
Poor entertainment. You just make your own entertainment. But
Kids, don't you?
if your accommodation's like dirty or that accommodation.
You don't get dirty hotels, do you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we never. Maybe you go away with lads when you're. And you probably pay for a 1-star or something. Yeah. What do I complain? I'll complain. I like a good bed.
Yeah.
Good bed. That's about it. All right. What would your partner consider the most important factor in a happy marriage? Understanding, patience, cooperation, and trust. I've got no answer to this one.
I'm answering it for you.
I know. Go on then.
Same again. Patience, understanding, cooperation, and trust.
Yeah.
The obvious one is trust,
Yeah.
but understanding, I think, would be high on your priority list.
Yeah. Well, like I say, our journey, you've had to be understanding, haven't you?
Yeah.
We obviously just getting used to
Yeah.
being with someone who's works in trade.
Yeah.
All right.
Go on then.
What, one more, or we?
Yeah.
we do
Well, I did
paddleboard?
2, so you do one more, then we'll do
Okay.
paddleboard quick.
All right.
Do you know what? He never plays games with me either. I'm always asking him to play games, so I'm loving life right now.
I do.
No, you don't.
Not normally eats them before it turns to play. True story.
Go on. Excuse me.
All right. Which travel destinations most appeals to your partner? I'm interested in this one. The Great Barrier Reef, Rio de Janeiro. Oh God, can't even read this. The Palace of. I don't know what that says. So I don't know. Can't. Yeah, I don't know what that
That's
says.
a lot.
Northern Lights. I don't even know what that third one is either. So
Where are you?
down the bottom.
Oh, no. I wouldn't know how to. Which travel
It's
destination?
clearly a fake one, isn't it? It's not. It's made up place.
Where was it? Great Barrier Reef,
Great Barrier Reef,
Rio de...
Rio de Janeiro, Northern Lights, and the Palace of Summit.
Probably the Northern Lights.
Yeah.
I thought about Rio.
Do you know what?
Then I went with...
I'd probably say
Lights.
Northern Lights just because we spoke about it in past because you wanted to do it.
Hmm.
You know, I'm quite happy to just go anywhere in the world. I've been quite a lot of places, but nothing really like, oh, I definitely want to go there. I can't wait to go there. I'm just like, and I know what you
Wrapping it
like. I
like-
know what you like. I'd be happy to, like, Northern Lights. You'd probably enjoy that. And obviously, like, kids, you know what, that we go on holiday for kids mainly, don't we?
Yeah.
So it's what suits them.
Go on then. You've got 2. I did 2 full cards. Come on.
Full cards.
2 more questions.
All right.
I'm milking this gameplay in while I can.
What would your partner do if someone lit a cigarette in a no smoking area? Cough very loudly, flap arms about, confront the person smoking, ignore it.
The first 3.
First 3.
You're probably like, excuse me, mate. Or 3. In one go. One fell swoop.
Just ignore it, I would.
I don't think you would.
Yeah, well, just walk off.
Would you?
Yeah, if someone's smoking there, I'd just walk away.
Ah,
Like, just show that I'm, like, chaperoning my kids away from them as well.
okay.
We are post-noughties. No smoking in the public areas.
Yeah.
So, which of these would your partner be most reluctant to eat? Huh. Lobster, caviar, oysters, squid. Now, I've asked that question. Charlotte's actually allergic to fish, so she can't eat any of them. But if you,
Your least favourite on there would be caviar.
yeah, I've never tried it. I don't think. So, yeah. All right. Which one? Quick one. Which social network does your partner use most often? Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, LinkedIn. None of these.
LinkedIn.
Yeah, do. Yeah. Okay.
Right. Go on, get your pad off.
What's the
Have we got
paddles?
to turn around? Have we got to like... 'cause we
No,
do-
could you just
Okay.
I think
Right,
just
ready?
Fire. So, Mr. and Mrs. So, what is it? You ask a question. It's either Mr. Mrs.
Yeah.
Easy enough.
Right. Who is... Don't cheat.
I'm not gonna cheat.
Who is the loudest?
Yeah. Fog on.
Who makes least effort with their hair? Who is the best at using chopsticks? Who is the biggest attention seeker? Who laughs at the cheesiest jokes? Stop waiting for mine to go off and then you're putting yours up, you
All right.
cheat.
I'll look the other way.
Who spends most money?
God, no brainer.
Who is likely to spend the whole day on the sofa?
Yeah.
Who is most likely to sign a petition? I'm always signing petitions about animals.
Yeah.
Who is the most inventive?
What?
Who plays their music the loudest?
Yeah.
Who relies most on the internet? Stop cheating! Who is who is most likely to jump a queue?
Yeah.
Who is the biggest hoarder?
God. Yeah.
Who is more likely to run a marathon?
Me.
Here you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Got one more.
Yeah, go on. Let's keep going.
Who is most likely to be a secret agent?
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I'm going to say me. I am one.
Who spends the who sends the most emails?
Yeah, because you send all mine as well for me.
Who is the biggest risk taker?
You gone both?
I've gone both. Yeah.
I'm sort of the one like comes up with the idea and then like sort of want you to like follow up the idea. I've got this great idea.
Yeah,
Can
but
you do
like
it for me?
just in risks in general, like just loads. Yeah.
Yeah, me.
Yeah.
Like what you think regarding like the kids and like you're dead safe. I took a bit more risk. You didn't leave the house for like 6 months when we had our first child.
It was very dramatic. Who is most likely to tell a rude joke in public?
I can't tell jokes. I'm crap at them. So
Who would survive best on a desert island? I'd wither away. I would.
Yeah.
Who is more willing to give someone a second chance?
yeah,
Stubbornness in me, that is. Right. And then you've got a few questions, haven't you?
yeah. A few questions.
Oh, this is it. So this is okay. What was my first car?
What was your first car? Mm-hmm. Well, if it was that one when I first met you,
No, it wasn't my first car.
I don't know then.
Ford KA, and I called her Betty.
Betty.
And she was silver, and I called her Betty,
But
and I crashed her.
just want to make everyone has a little bump in the first car, I think. So we'll let you off.
I think I've been passed through test about a week.
This is why everyone has a cost-effective car.
I was still good at bumping cars now, aren't I?
Yeah. I think you opened the garage door on one at cars, didn't you? And
Yeah. And then I
At a
reversed
post,
into a post. One of the cars I drove into post in a multi-story car. Yeah.
yeah. So it's,
What was your first car? Ford.
we've already gone over this before. D-Reg Fiesta.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, F and F.
950 cc, weren't even a litre.
Right. So this is a good. What do you do in your spare time?
I'm asking you the questions.
Oh right, go on then.
You're taking over.
Taking over.
Taking over.
Keeping up with CJ.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's cast-off show sort of thing.
Yeah, if you're ever ill, I can just come and fill in.
I don't get ill.
Oh no, you don't actually.
Not allowed to.
Right, go on then.
Yeah, so what do you do in your spare time?
What spare time? I don't have any spare time. Literally, that might sound ridiculous, but I don't, do I? Because I literally plan my life around the kids, you, and the business.
Yeah, we're very busy, aren't we?
So, but what do you do in your spare time, Kevin? You go to the gym, you go to the forest,
don't know.
go out for meals with your friends.
I go to the gym. I go to the gym. I get up extra early and go to the gym before, so it doesn't upset the daily routine. So I'm back in the house.
But why can't I do that? Because there's stuff
You
that
can't
I...
get up. You won't get up. You won't get up at 5:30 in the morning because the gym. No chance.
If there was...
Be my guest. You can.
If there was a Pilates class, they would. But then who has to get up, get themselves ready, get the kids ready, get everything ready?
Me.
Oh,
No, I
mate,
do.
you're
I do
having-
help.
You're having a bubble bath, aren't you?
I do help, and I'll do the kids' breakfast and sort the dogs out while you're doing the upstairs with the kids, because the girls just react better to you, don't they? Doing it than me. It's probably the best way, nicest way to put it.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, as in every household, you just have your own little jobs, don't you? So you like, you just
But yeah,
each other.
to answer that, I don't really have any spare time. Like I'm in a
Yours-
group
but-
chat with some of my friends, and they
Yeah.
always joke. Like one of them turns 40 next year, and she's like, "Can we book it in now, please?" Because I'm just
We're busy, aren't we?
always busy.
Busy
Yeah.
life,
Yeah.
busy life. But then, who isn't busy with young kids?
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to be so. You know, you got to put most of your energy into young kids. You guide them,
Yeah. 100%.
aren't we? Well, that's what we believe in.
Yeah.
But,
That's how we.
yeah, you sacrifice personal joy, I guess, don't you, for joy? Because obviously, seeing your kids thrive, there's nothing better, is there? So that's, you know, your life adapts and changes, and my life has changed a lot since I met Charlotte. Adapted, like I say, I've got a family now, a completely different life to what I used to have. So everything's a lot more balanced and rosy now. So yeah, all right. So Also, we asked this question to Kieran as well, and I mentioned mine. Also about my mum giving me the leather gloves for Christmas, driving gloves. So, what is the worst present you've received at Christmas? And it can't be one of mine. Come on, give me a break.
Uh,
Well, you've never received a bad Christmas present. Maybe that's
No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. So you've been very lucky.
it's because everybody gets. So I'm like Rachel Green from Friends. Everybody gets the list, and everybody has to stick to the list.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
I make myself sound horrendous, don't I? No, I don't really think I've ever really had a bad gift. I'm just appreciative.
Just appreciate everything you got.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I think I've said in the past that I appreciated the undersized leather driving gloves, 18 years old. But they just weren't quite for me.
It's like dastardly.
Like Mr. Bean.
I just say it was just too dastardly. It's
And
like-
they didn't fit either, so they're like there on my hands. I can't hold steering wheel if they're too small.
yeah.
All right. So what was, this is a recycled story, people do know this who are in our inner circle. What was the first impression of each other? And was there any employment jokes involved? So it's slightly a twist on, so we do know that obviously we met at love at first sight, of course, yeah, the whole story. So
Was
Or-
there any, I don't think there was any plumbing jokes involved, no.
there weren't no prominent jokes. I don't believe.
You wearing your Snickers though?
Yeah, probably were. Those was my usual wear. I probably was going out wearing my Snickers.
Yeah.
So there,
First impression of each other.
no plumbing jokes involved. I don't think.
No
were there?
plumbing jokes.
Can't
There
remember.
was definitely like a spark, weren't there?
Yeah, I think it's just science, isn't it? Should we say science?
Yeah, I don't know.
Biology,
Yeah.
you just know, don't you?
Yeah.
It weren't planned on
Yeah.
either part. Where you were in a great place when I met you, and
Just happened.
yeah, I was just living the life, I guess.
Yeah. There we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, so that's how that rolled out. Who's the boss in the business, and who's the boss at home? Well, I'm just going to say this: any male who thinks they're the boss at home, yeah, you're making a rod for your own back, aren't you? You got to make sure the woman's the boss, and or at least thinks she's the boss, and just run things. Make sure you like manipulate it so it's your idea, and am I just digging a hole? But yeah,
You wait till we leave.
so
Who's the boss in the business?
you have a lot to say, but I am the boss.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
You
like
obviously have, like the final say, don't you? But
yeah, I like to bounce
I-
my ideas off you to the point where I like.
obviously you're the boss. You are the literal boss.
I have an idea.
I do.
I have an idea of what I want,
Yeah.
and then sometimes if I just need reassuring,
Or sometimes I just have to tell you like,
I-
this is what we're doing and we're doing it.
Yeah.
And get over it.
I have to bounce the idea off you just to like reassure myself sometimes. So I'm just waiting for the right answer off you. But yeah, I make
And,
final decisions, but you do an awful lot to obviously help me out with my decision making.
Yeah. And the boss at home. Now I know that all of Kev's friends will strongly disagree with this statement because everybody thinks I wear the trousers. But genuinely, I'd say it's like a good half and half now.
Yeah.
What was that face? It is.
Yeah. I think you had to I was like, you had to reel me in, I think, didn't you? A bit to start off with. I was just very, probably just enjoying life too much in a fashion of
That
like
I'd say-
having responsibility, like the actual responsibilities I got, I think.
Yeah.
Becoming a dad and stuff like that.
But at home now,
life changing things.
now I would say it's equals at home pretty much.
Yeah, because you just, like, what, is it 8 years we've been together?
No, 9 years this year.
9 years. So, yeah, you just learn to live with each other, and you know what works and what don't work, and we just bounce off each other, don't we? Like that way. So, yeah, it's really, there's not anybody like, right, there's a decision need to be made. Who's making it? Is it me or you?
Yeah.
you'll make decisions about certain things, instance like what we're doing with the kids on the days out, you
Yeah.
do that, and then
And sometimes you'll be like, no, Charlotte, you can't buy that. You need to start spending money.
yeah, and I'll like the purse strings or whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So
It's like a pretty even kill.
yeah,
Nah.
like a household should be.
Yeah. Can't
Okay.
know.
All right, cool. So a little question back to like basically Mr. and Mrs. So
Yeah.
just a couple of last questions. So who would survive longer without hot water?
No.
Yeah, me all day.
100%.
I just had a shower in cold water.
I'd go around, like, if we've got no hot water at home, I'd go round to somebody else's house for a shower.
Yeah, I don't think
I
there's
can't. You know, like those, what are those pods that everyone does? There's like where you have to jump in, like the plunge, like the cold
plunge
water
pool.
thing. Yeah,
Oh,
I,
yeah.
No, I wouldn't even dip a toe in it or a finger.
But for
I'm
me,
not very, because I'm 90% of the time I'm cold.
for me, it's mindset. You have to block it out, and I just get in a cold shower. It won't bother me. Did it loads of times in football.
I don't know. Maybe if like I'd absolutely got no choice and it was cold water, or I go around stinking,
Well, this is it.
then I'd have a cold shower.
I
But
never quite understood. Like I used to play football. I played football for years and years and years. And the people, you go play football on a Saturday afternoon, and then they wouldn't have a shower. They put the clothes on, and then you probably end up going like having a few drinks or whatever, and you'd be in the pub like hours later, and they still not had a shower. So I just never got that. I'd rather have a cold shower
be clean.
and at least be cleaner,
Yeah.
than I were after I just finished playing football. So yeah, for me, I just mindset, just get in that cold shower, deal with it. Might just make sure it's a quick one if it's a cold day as well.
Yeah. But yeah, you definitely.
Definitely, yeah, I deal with that, no problem. If your partner was a plumbing tool, which one would they be?
I don't really know any plumbing tools.
I thought you might struggle with that one. Plumbing tools.
I would be a boiler. I run hot and I run cold.
Oh, they run cold. They're not working.
Yeah, but it's like my mood, isn't it? Like, I don't know, I was just trying to make a joke.
Yeah.
Clearly weren't very funny.
Yeah.
What plumbing tool would they be? I know you've got like your soldering things, and obviously you'd screwdrivers and drills and
Yeah, what?
blowtorch and what are those? Is it is it wrench? Is it wrench? Spanner?
Yeah.
Um,
I'm going to do one. I'm going to say one was going to be a bit corny, but I can't think of what else. But I'm going to say you're a universal Allen key because you've got many skills and many things what you can do.
oh, you are so cheesy.
But that's
Thank
what
you.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd say for you. I don't know. No, I don't know
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah. If I actually held up a tool to you now, would you know what it was? If I just said, look at this, obviously you know what a screwdriver is, but I don't think you would you?
Debatable. I might know.
Yeah.
Might not.
I don't own a plunger. Never did that side of plumbing.
No. Go on.
Right. So, guys,
I'm going to be thinking about this now all the journey home.
well, you'll have to do a video when we
what
get home
tool
and add
it
it.
would be.
So, not many videos on obviously today's show. There will be more on the next one. It's been a very busy period and we haven't done much filming recently. We've got a couple, but I ain't had a chance to watch them back. So I don't want to say, yeah, we're going to do them and then we can't use them for whatever reason. So, yeah, we'll add more videos. There's been no intro to them. We'll just add them in. So please interact with the show. Like and subscribe. Obviously, you can watch it on all platforms, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're on YouTube. Please feel free to visit the YouTube channel at any time. It's called Keeping Up with KJ. And you can obviously view all the videos. So there'll be this main video, what we've done here, that'll be cut into shorts as well. So you can watch it in smaller versions if you're busy, bodies and you're busy. So please interact with the show. Any comments? We'd love to hear your thoughts, especially obviously.
Be gentle. Be kind.
Well, do what you want. So,
No, I mean about me. 'Cause it's not about me.
say what you like. Like I say, today we've gone over the government and we also Charlotte's journey. You know, it's been emotional at times, but I think we've, as a company, you're very valued. You're a very valued part of the team.
It's brilliant.
And I wouldn't be able to obviously do what I do without your support as well. So much appreciated.
Most welcome.
Yeah. And we do know obviously there'll become a time when you'll take up the reins of your own career again.
2 years, baby.
2 years is the plan. But you'll always be a part of the team, I think.
Yeah.
It's when you're a family-run company, business, you live it. So it is a life. It's like
I'll always be involved in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
like that,
definitely.
so, but yeah, thanks for having me.
yeah, no
Thanks
problem
for
at
letting me
all.
waffle.
Yeah, I think
It's been good. I like it. I want to come back.
yeah,
I want to come back and do it again. But I want to do it like I'm doing the news.
yeah. We have
Yeah.
centre, stare at the screen.
Oh no. Can I just sit side on like this?
Of course.
And read from there and do the news and just not interact with that? Oh.
Yeah. So,
It's been quite good. I've enjoyed it. Thanks.
yeah, good. Good. So yeah, this was Keeping Up with KJ, episode 3. Life in the day in the life of KJ.
Yeah.
So hope you've enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
See you. Bye.